We're Ellie and Luke. Oh, and that's Murphy.
We're a couple of goofballs living in Northern Idaho, and we try to record our life. So if you're into outdoors, hiking, off-grid living, just want to see what it's like up here, follow along. We'd love to have you with us.
Welcome back. We've had a ton of new subscribers in the last week.
Well, a ton for us.
A ton for us anyways. Over 200.
Yeah.
That's a lot for us. So we just figured we would give you a quick little walkthrough of our property so you can see it firsthand and what it's like in the middle of summer here in North Idaho. And then we'll also let you know kind of like what our plans are for the property.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So to start, we're on a county road right now. That county road leads to the highway. It's about 3 miles.
Yeah, 3-4 miles.
3-4 miles. Comes down. County road actually runs through our property, but that's actually fine with us. We're standing on the corner right now. The property line's probably right in front of us. And we're on 5.2 acres, but who's counting? We purchased it.
I am.
We purchased it in March of 2021 after a very long search. There's only about 20 videos about that if you want to go watch them. I'll throw them up and link them if you wanted to start from the beginning. But yeah, it is 100% raw land, no power, no water, no septic, no nothing. There was an abandoned structure, shed, whatever you want on the property, as well as 546 tires. We've done some work, but we're going to show you kind of what we're thinking and what we want to do eventually. So let's go.
Murphy's excited.
And for all the newbies, this is Murphy. He's a 4-year-old Great Pyrenees mix. So our property is like a long rectangle. So we're walking through the eastern side of it right now. It does go for about 50 feet down on this side of the road as well. And when we bought the place, we were a little hesitant that there was a road going through it, but we actually lucked out.
Yeah, there's only one other person back here.
One person lives further back. Other than that, this is all timber property actually, as well as a lot of state land.
So before we were able to actually access our upper flat spots, we didn't have any place to camp, so we kind of widened this out a little bit, just enough to fit our camper, barely, with a 30-point turnaround and a couple jackknives. So this was our first little campsite. Memories. Moving on. Still on our property. Still on our property.
It's only 5 acres, 5.2, whatever, but it does feel a lot bigger than it actually is, which is neat. The edge of our land is right about here.
Probably that flag right there.
Yeah. All of this, with the exception of about 3 parcels, is timber and state land. So we have no neighbors. This road continues on to a gate with a creek, and that's where the timber company starts. This is actually one of the first times we've seen the property like in the middle of summer. So it's pretty green, which is impressive for how dry the year's been.
That's true.
But now we'll show you, we'll actually get on to the driveway and up onto the actual property.
Onward.
So, yeah, we widened the driveway. Originally, it was half this width.
Just
and
went straight
very steep.
There.
We recently put in these fence posts today. We'll do a video on that later. So that was an ordeal. When we widened the driveway, put in a driveway, we started to level this upper area, which is our main parking. When we come up here with our little trailer, this is where we camp. And we widened it quite a bit and leveled it.
Still need to kind of etch out a little bit more of this hillside.
Ultimately, we've been thinking this is where people will park, or will park. We'll park trailers, horse trailers down here, and then we'll move up the property for lodging.
There's our view. Not terrible.
Okay, when we first bought the place, there was a structure here. It was like a little shed, cabin, I don't know what. It was falling apart. We tore it down and we ripped everything out, and we've tried to clean up as best we can. Those are some of the beams that were left over. These are really cool. We should show them. So we're in an area with a lot of logging. So these old beams, we don't know how old they are, but like...
Still usable though.
So we salvaged as much as we could. We had to cut down some trees in the process. This was on the property
If anybody
when we
wants
bought it.
anybody needs a topper, let us know.
Yeah, we cleared as much as we could back through these trees. Pretty much the dark tree line is where our land ends. So back there was like some makeshift wire fences. Like they tried to keep chickens or goats back there or something. We ripped most of that out. There was like a squatter's camp back there. And I don't know if that was the previous owners or somebody in between. Who knows? But yeah, eventually we'd like to flatten this. Maybe even like clear over there. So we can just have parking, turn around, trailer parking, tractor parking, you know, everything. But for now, this is where we camp. We also found this old, is it a wagon?
Probably.
An old wagon on the property. This thing's
Used
pretty
to be.
neat. But Luke told me, or as you pointed out,
Oh, yeah.
the bolts are square, which does date them quite a bit. But yeah, it's neat. So we'll do something cool with that. Now we're starting to head up. Our property's not steep, it's like sloping. Eventually we'll make this into like a road, I guess.
I think so. It's probably the easiest access.
So the plan is, you'll park your truck there, you'll come up here, and then pretty much right about where I'm standing, I want to put in a horse corral. Nothing fancy, just like barbed wire, hot wire maybe. This way when we bring our animals up, bring our horses up, they'll have a place and we can go riding from here. And then you keep going, which leads us to the crown jewel of our property. Da, 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 da! The tire house!
Don't hang up.
If you've watched any of our other videos, you have seen us talk about this, discover this, not know what the hell to do with this. The best we can figure is the previous owner, and we did confirm this from the neighbor, the previous owner was trying to build a earth home out of tires. We actually held a contest a few videos back of who could guess the closest. There's 546 tires on the property. There's probably actually more. We don't know what we're gonna do with these. That's, yeah, where we're at with this. Yeah, we could go for hours in circles on what to do. We're gonna leave it. We don't know what to do with it.
Not burn them.
Yeah, we're not gonna burn them. It doesn't help though that we can't just like grab them and go. The tires have not only been wired together to form the stack with these little posts, a lot of them have huge posts in them, and they're all filled with that same clay that this whole mountain is made of, which makes it really hard to do anything with them. So I don't know. What sucks is this is like a really good flat, even level spot on the property. We were hoping this was a spring. As you can see that we dug the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's still moist. Ew. Maybe.
That looks moist. That's your definition of
Well,
moist.
right there's not completely dried out yet, but maybe if we just keep digging it out, it'll retain more water. Let run off.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
But if we walk through these little archways, we get
The
back
back door.
out on the road that we plan to make eventually. When we rented an excavator, did the driveway, we put this in. And so, if you remember, like, this is where I'd like to put the horse corral. Probably, like, to where I'm standing, so it'll just be a big square. And then, as you go up, oh, maybe eventually we'll do something off this way. I don't think we're gonna walk it today because I'm in flip-flops and we're tired.
It's pretty thick.
But basically, our property runs, pretty much everything you can see behind me is our property. But from here, the property starts to slope a little bit. I'll throw some videos up showing. And there's actually another road that runs on the western edge of our property. It's a private road. Doesn't go anywhere. It goes to someone's property. It doesn't, me. We don't do a whole lot over there. What is really cool though, and you can almost kind of see it if you look, is there's an old growth cedar grove over there, which is really cool because like where we are was logged pretty well. We ever need to log it, we'll have quite a bit, but I don't think we will. It's really cool. It's really neat to see those huge trees that just haven't been disturbed. And then the property starts to go up from here, but it's not steep. At least by our definition, this isn't steep. Ideally, one day we'll have this maybe graveled or just graded. It will bring you up to our future cabin site. Now, you're really gonna have to imagine, like, think. So just bear with me. So the plan is probably starting at about here. We're gonna put a big deck and then some kind of cabin on top of it. We're not really sure size, shape, you know, yet. But just, we definitely know we want a deck and then a small cabin. Nothing crazy, even just like a giant one room, you know, big windows. If you can imagine.
There's a nice view this direction.
Yeah.
And then
great views that way.
over all the bushes. There's more views.
And it's just nice because it's the tallest point on the property, so you know you'd have a good view. If we do have our horses up here, we'd be able to keep an eye on them, keep an eye on our trucks. We plan to leave most of the property as is. We don't want to, you know, come in and clear cut everything. We will probably be getting rid of a lot of the brush though, if we can, in these areas. It's dense and thick, and we're probably gonna have to check ourselves for ticks walking out of this. But where the tree line starts over there is timber. It's 5-acre parcels, and 90% of it's all owned by the logging company, and then there's us and a few other individuals. The tree line over there is owned by a private party. We'd love to buy that one day, who knows? But we'll keep you posted if we go down that route, because 10 acres sounds better than 5. But we really like it out here. It's really quiet. You can hear the highway every once in a while, but no neighbors, no nothing. And what I wanted to show you, but my dog is laying on it, is there's a lot of wildlife that comes through here, which just kind of shows how, you know, quiet this area is the deer or the elk bed down quite a bit.
Right where Murphy's big,
right where Murphy's butt is. We see the scat a lot. We see their little trails. So our property, there's a really good game trail that kind of just like follows up that way. What else?
I guess the reason we chose south instead of north, we originally were shopping further north, Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint area, which we like. We love it up there. But there really wasn't a lot left, and it was very expensive. And there was people everywhere.
Yeah.
It was packed.
The irony, you guys, is we're not up in the more popular counties. This property was cheaper, more remote, more quiet than almost any of the properties we looked at north of Sandpoint. So we jumped on it. We got lucky. We got a good price. We've done a lot of other videos talking about this experience and how we did it. So if you want to watch any of those, you can. But in a nutshell, we just scoured the internet. We lowered our property standards quite a bit, if we're being honest. We really like it. It's pretty much everything we were hoping for. One of our biggest complaints with it is there's no water. You talked to a driller. Mm-hmm. What did he say?
So there's only one other registered drill in this area. I think he said it was 200 feet. Quoted us about 12 grand, which isn't terrible for a well. Well, that was also 4 months ago. Who knows what the prices are now.
And then if you've never drilled a well before, that 12 grand allegedly is assuming you find water. Yeah. You might not find water, and then you got to go drill again.
But it is pretty wet up here in the spring, so I'm assuming there's water.
Yeah. Power's about a mile away. We're in no rush. We could care less, honestly, about power, truth be told.
Yeah. Because we're off-grid.
Yeah, that's the point.
Off-grid homestead.
Off-grid.
All in all, we really like it.
It's really great, and thanks so much for subscribing. We're kind of blown away that we hadn't, honestly, so we both work full-time. We're busy. We don't always have time to get out here from our jobs and stuff, so we actually hadn't posted a video in a while. And then, like, last week, we started checking the app again. We had a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, well, for us, yeah.
A lot. So we're pretty blown away. We're pretty humbled. This is really cool. If we can hit 1,000, that'd be awesome. And then go up from there. But it kind of gives us a little more motivation to pick up the camera when we're doing stuff. It's kind of hard to remember to film, to be honest, but we're getting better.
We are. We'll keep them coming.
Yeah.
As long as you keep subscribing.
Of all the new people we got, we'd love to know where you're from, you know, your story. So feel free to leave comments. We'd love to hear from you. I try to respond to as many as I can. Bugs are starting to get kind of bad. Sun's gonna go behind the ridge soon. So I think that might be it for this, but thank you for following along. If you made it this far, cool. We will see you in the next one. Yeah, we want it to be a little bit bigger. And ultimately, we've been thinking this is where, okay, so, blah, blah, blah. A platform deck, you know, that high, that high. Come on, buddy, don't go, Murphy.
Oh boy. Good job, buddy. You took the hardest route. Come on. Oh, watch your balls.
He doesn't have any.
Watch your empty sack. Oh, you got this. Oh,
Come on,
oh,
come
God.
on.
This is hard to watch. Good job.
He's a city dog. We don't, Murphy, you're lying right where I'm about to show the nice people on the internet. Murphy Lou, move. Come on, baby. We lowered our standards, to be honest.
Hey.
Phoebe.